Hey guys, it's Keisha with Imperial Custom Printing here in Omaha. How you doing? I just wanted to make a video today about networking and how to do that even when there's competition amongst you. Or in the same room is what I'm trying to say. So, what got me started thinking about making this video is that I had a networking event this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. Not my favorite, but if it brings orders, I'm getting up and I'm going. Hold on, y'all. There's a dog here. Anyway. So I just want to give some tips of like what I like to do as a printer in a situation where we are networking and trying to meet people and all that stuff. So one thing I like to do, and that I'm pretty well known for at this point, with the networking groups here in Omaha that I've attended, I would recommend being like very just open and relaxed, like even in your body language, especially in your body language. Like be mindful of how everything about you is coming across, your tone, the way you're dressed, the way the type of facial expression you are or you have, your body language, especially because I think they say 80% of communication amongst us human beings is in body language. So that one is actually, I would say, is number one. But what I like to do is when I'm in a networking event, we're all nervous and stuff, right? Or, most of us are, at least. We have some little bit of nerves going on. But if you just try to be aware of like, okay, have your shoulders down, don't be tight, don't look tight, because if you have that tension and you let that tension come out and show in your body, people are going to see that. They're going to pick that up. It's even going to affect your voice and the inflections that you have going on while you speak. So just be relaxed and take a few breaths, like, okay, I'm okay. The worst thing someone's going to do at this event is tell me no. They don't need me. They don't want my services. Okay, you're not going to die or anything. It'll be okay. So, and that's okay. And then remember that no doesn't necessarily always mean no. It just means not yet. Maybe not right now. Maybe not that thing that you just, offered them. Maybe they need something else. It's just no for that. Like no for now. So, but yeah, I would be mindful about like all of that stuff. And how I do that is I arrive at an event early enough to take about like 5 to 10 minutes to just breathe, get into the headspace, be aware of any tension in my body, drop my shoulders, sitting like this, because sometimes I have the habit, I get so amped up, I'm like, oh my God, we gotta do this thing. Relax, breathe, do whatever kind of meditation or anything you need to do, whatever gets you into that space where you can fully relax and feel it throughout your body. That's going to make you come across very easy, and people are going to have an easier time talking to you and being able to open up to you. So, I get complimented on a lot. Something I do is I also smile a lot. So smile a lot. The more you smile, the more friendly people will be with you. They will be more open to you because people love friendliness. They love friendly people. You love friendly people, right? Be friendly, return that. And every time I go up to someone, I say, hey, my name's Keisha, and I'm with Imperial Custom Printing. I'm very cheerful. I'm very excited, but I'm not like super duper excited. I get right at a good level where people can tell that I'm passionate about what I do and that I love it. And so I would definitely say smile, and people, usually they'll say, oh, they'll notice that. They'll go, oh, you're smiling today. I love that. That's great. Especially if they start to see you on a regular basis. Oh, you're always smiling. You'll start hearing that kind of stuff. That's a good thing to be known for. So do that. Whatever little thing that brings people a smile on their face or makes them feel good about being around you and talking to you, like do that thing. And smiling is number one. I would also, now when it comes to, competition in the room, if you see someone that you think does the same thing, or for a fact, like, yes, they do the exact same thing I do, don't get nervous. Don't even let that affect you. That should be, an opportunity to maybe kind of learn about your competition, if anything. Just for an example, so this networking event that I go to that is it's called the Empowerment Breakfast. There's a guy that when I started going, it's like once a month. So about I think the third time I went, I saw he was there and I didn't know who he was at first. And I saw his card on the table because we all have to lay our cards out on all the tables so everybody can get to know everyone. And I noticed the name of the shop and I was like, this is the shop that's right around the corner from me. I say it all the time. It's actually down the street. But I didn't recognize the name. And so I was like, oh, I wonder who that guy is. I made it my mission to find out who it was in the room that was from Ink Images, right? And I found out that it was this one guy. And I saw him walk to the room. He showed up late, which isn't a good thing to do. But it turned out it was him. And I was like, okay, I'm going to introduce myself. We're a competition. I want to know you. And so we talked. I introduced myself. We exchanged cards. And I said, hey, if I ever need anything, I hope I can count on you. And if you ever need anything, hopefully maybe I can help you or at least, point you to somebody that can. Since I'm a smaller shop than him, he's got automatics in that shop. So I'm sure he doesn't need anything from me. But, I was just trying to be friendly with my competition because I recommend that too. There's no need to try and guard anything or be like, oh, you don't really have to do that. You can do it to a degree, but don't be serious about it. There's enough to go around for everybody. But going back to today, he showed up again today, late again. And this is the interesting thing. So there's not a billboard, what is that? A projection screen. So they do a projection screen that shows all of the sponsors for the event up there. So it shows their logo, thanks blank for sponsoring the Empowerment Breakfast. And there was a couple of people on that list that, they cycled through that I've done work for that's in that room. I've printed their shirts. So it made me feel good to see that up there. But then not too long after that, he was up there. His name showed up there. The shop, his shop name was up there. I was like, oh. And so I saw it and he was not directly across me at the same table, but he was about 3 tables down in front of me. And I looked over and I was like, oh, so you're on the board. Nice play. All right. But I printed for 2 people in the room. So, it's a game I play with myself. I'm not serious about it, you guys. But it's just fun. It's a way to make it fun when there's competition in the room. And so I paid attention to how he interacted with people. He set himself off to himself basically at a table by himself. He didn't even need to sit by himself, but he did. And I noticed that and I said, well, why would you do that? This is a networking event. And we have a section of this event where we do pitches and we do not 3-minute pitches, but we do a minute pitch for each person. That's the perfect time for you to do that thing, right? And he didn't do it. He just sat by himself. And I was like, that's different. But I was like, all right, well, I'm going to own the table that I'm at. So I already knew 2 people there, but you got to keep doing it, right? And then by the time the event was over, at the end of this event is the networking, section of it where it's okay, go, network amongst yourselves, get to know people, all that stuff. The minute they said it's over, you can start networking, he was gone. I didn't even see him walk out. And I was just like, man, you just left this whole room to me? I'm about to work it. I'm going to work this room. He just left this all to me. And so that's why I say, you don't need to be really worried about your competition because usually they're going to be moving different from you anyway. And even if they not, oh well, there's enough people in that room. He's not going to get everybody. You're not going to get everybody. And that's okay. That's not my first time running into competition. The first time I ran into competition, that one, he wasn't as friendly and he was very, get away from my person kind of thing. And I was just like, man, I'm not even on that energy. I'm trying to just get to know you. But, that's how it's going to be sometimes in competition. Everybody doesn't see it that way, unfortunately. But don't ever let it stop you from shooting your shot at people. Even if they've already talked to your competition, you talk to them because you might offer something different than what they offered. Who knows what they said? Maybe that person wasn't impressed by your competition, was like, oh yeah, I don't know about that guy or that girl. And they talk to you and go, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll consider her, or maybe I'll consider him for, my stuff, because yeah, I like the way you feel. Because people go off of feelings. They have to feel good with you. If they don't feel good with you, they're not going to do business with you. They're not even going to entertain it. So no matter what you offer. That's why it's so important to have all these elements together to where you're nice, you're friendly, you're open, and you got at least a decent sales pitch. Don't even worry if you don't have a great sales pitch. When I started networking, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, I do t-shirts. Yeah. Like, and it's got to be more than that, right? But the thing that made me memorable to people from the start, and this isn't me saying this is what I've heard from people while I've networked in the beginning, when I was so unsure and I was like, I don't know, like if people are going to believe me. I felt like, the whole imposter syndrome was going on. People still said, you're just so friendly. You smile. I remember your smile. I remember this. You just seem so happy. And that's what made them remember me. Even though I didn't feel confident about what I offered, and I didn't even really tell them what I did. Like that was different from any other print shop. I was just like, I do t-shirts. But they remembered me for the way I made them feel. The way that they were like, oh my gosh, she just seems so happy. People love that. So I wouldn't even focus on that. That's gonna come. And like for me, I would say if you consistently network, say once a week, maybe twice a week at just different events for 3 months, you're going to start getting better at it. You're going to start getting more comfortable. You're not going to be thinking as hard about, oh, what do I say next? What do I say next? Oh my God, what's so different about me? You're not going to be stuck in your head as much, because over time, you're going to start to realize that other people are feeling exactly the same way you are. And, sometimes you have off days and you can't pitch to save your life, and that's okay. It's okay. Just don't put that pressure on yourself. It's going to come and you'll get more consistent. And then all of a sudden you're going to be spewing it and you don't even have to think about it really. So it'll be nice. Like just give yourself a chance to practice and be new at something. It's okay to be new and just learn and make mistakes and test different things. Test the way you say something. Test when you say something in your pitch. The timing, the storyline. If you have that, that's always a good thing too, to capture people's attention. If you're doing, say, you're in front of the room and you're doing a 3-minute pitch about your business, or you're doing a presentation, that's a great place to tell a story. People love to hear about how you started, what inspired you to do this, why do you do it, what's your goals. They want to know. So that's another thing I would say to keep in mind is, don't focus so much about what you do, so much as what you can do to help that other person. Like, what does your product do to help that person win, to help them get what they want, to get their name out there, to help them bring people together, to help make their event a success, or just have employee, what is that? I can't even think of it. I've been up all night. But to, have togetherness in an organization or a group or something. Your product, that's what you need to be focusing on, is the solution. Don't talk about t-shirts, because that doesn't make you stand out. So I would definitely focus on that too. That would be like super helpful for you. That's something that I had to put a lot of focus into, and it was very hard. And sometimes I still struggle with it, especially at this event, because this is the only event that I do right now that we have to do a 1-minute pitch. And I used to put so much pressure on myself, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know. And, but then it started to make sense. So, and it's okay. So, and it's super, you'll find that people actually will be super supportive about new people, that, people can generally tell if you feel uncomfortable about it, especially if you're an introvert. I'm an introvert. People can see that. But when I'm nervous anyway, and they're like, oh, you're doing fine. I remember the first time I did that pitch, when I first went to that breakfast, I wrecked it. Okay, like I wrecked it. It did not go well, at least in my head. But the people that I was, at the table with, they're like, you did great. It was fine. It was awesome. Because I started out with and I probably shouldn't have said it, but I was just like, I've never done this before, and I don't know what I'm doing. Which you don't want to really broadcast your lack of confidence or lack of knowledge of something. You want people to believe in to believe in you, to believe in your knowledge of something, to be confident in you, because you got to be confident in your product. And if you're not, they're not going to be either. So if you're not feeling confident, just fake it. Just do the best you can. You can have a moment of transparency. That's what I was trying to go for too, but I think I went a little too far. And you got to have a level, like a line. It's just like you can be transparent and go, hey, you know what, I'm feeling super uncomfortable about this right now, but I'm going to do my best. That's what I should have said. Then that wouldn't have necessarily been like, oh, she's not really like believing in her product kind of thing. It can lead people to think that, if you do that. So that's just some tips that I can think of right now, to help people that, maybe aren't so sure about networking. They've never done it before, and they're just kind of, trying to work up the courage to start doing that for their business, because it's a lifeline. I mean, I've gotten orders that way. I've gotten known that way. And that's the best way to get to know people. That's the best way to get clients, build relationships, is to start talking to people. Go out there and get seen, and go again and again and again. That's the only way you'll get known at these networking events and have them pay off for you and your business. So that's all I got today, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any other questions about networking, I love to talk about it. Just drop them in the comments, or if you know me, DM me, or send me a message, whatever, and I'd love to talk about it. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.